Over the last few years, I'm so grateful to say that I've been able to use the law of attraction to employ my friends and to take my now wife out of debt and allow us the freedom to live the life that we dream of, live where we want to live in our dream home, and have the health, the energy, the freedom that we desire. And I was just thinking about, okay, so how did my whole life change? And if I could distill it into one thing, one law of attraction technique or strategy that you could implement, how would it change your life? And I want to share with you the number one thing that allowed me to go from a 19-year-old college dropout. Everyone said this was a bad idea for me to follow my heart and I wouldn't be successful. And matter of fact, I wouldn't be happy because then I'd regret leaving and all of these things. And my life changed with this one thing, and I want to share with you. So my name's Jake Ducey. This is Jake Ducey from JakeDucey.com, and let's dive right into this video. If you have not subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button right over there and hit the bell notification, because that's what's going to notify you for new videos. Subscribe, bell notification. Let's get right to the video. So this was prompted because I read a message. It was a comment from someone, and it was like it was someone arguing with my ideas on this channel. And you know, they were talking about how, oh, this doesn't work and this is a scam. And you know, I was thinking, what is the number one thing that has allowed me to manifest, and what's a common thread between people that are living exceptional lives across the board? And it's that you believe that you're worthy. So you can do every law of attraction technique. Man, you can even work 18 hours a day. Just all day, you can become a workaholic. And you could still not achieve what you want to achieve in life, because it all comes back to self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Now, this is across the board for all things, because it affects our relationships. Sometimes we settle for people that really aren't worth our energy. It affects financial situations, because you may be undervaluing yourself and your skills because you don't think you're good enough, smart enough, deserving, worthy, or whatever it might be. And it affects all areas of our life. So comment down below, I am worthy of all that I desire. Comment down below, I am worthy of all that I desire. So here's the way that I see it. Everything in this physical universe is just energy. And you're just energy too, and I'm just energy too. And your true self is just an individualization of God. So what could be more worthy than the God force that has created and is constantly expanding this universe? What could be more worthy than that? Nothing, because it's the substance that creates everything. And it's also your true self. Now, some people get in the way of that true self, and that's called our ego, or ego, edging God out is what Wayne Dyer would say. That ego was the part of us that has edged God out. It's edged the perfection of the universe out, and it's started to take on this self-construct, and slowly you might start to believe that you're not good enough to have abundance, that somehow like God's gonna love you more if you don't have any money, or you believe that you're not worthy of a romantic relationship that's free of abuse and free of all of these negative energies that inflict so many of our relationships. Or we believe that we aren't worthy to create the dream or goal that we have. And we start developing these self-concepts. Now, the way that this works is that it becomes a habit, just like a record player. So if you just press repeat on your phone, for instance, and you play the same song over and over and over again, let's pretend it was Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? And you play that over and over and over and over and over again, what's gonna happen? It's gonna get stuck in your head. And then it's just gonna keep playing over and over and over and over and over and over. And even if you don't like the song, it's gonna be stuck in your head. Why? Because what your mind really is just a habit that repeats itself over and over and over again. And if you think about it, our world is predominantly a lot of the constructs in our world are predominantly negative. And what that means is that if you look around, most people are struggling. They say 75% of people are actively disengaged from their jobs. 9 out of 10 people are dying with less than $10,000 and virtually no financial assets. We're at the highest rate of depression and stress and just sense of overwhelmment. And then not to mention that we have all these major companies that are trying to convince us that we're not good enough as we are, so that we feel a void within ourselves and thus buy things we don't need to fulfill the agenda of those specific public relations or media companies. And so this collective consciousness is one of not enough. And what begins to happen is that macro consciousness starts to infect the individuals. And that's what we see in today's world is, some of the most successful people in the entire world still don't believe that they're good enough. And it all comes back to you believing that you're good enough for whatever it is that you're wanting in your life. And for me, that was hard, right? Because everyone said, and I've been told my whole life, you can't be successful unless you go to college. I was 19 years old, I dropped out of college, and I wanted to pursue this path that I'm on now. And that's why I created my success hypnosis that you probably heard me talk about. You can download it for free right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below. And what I began to do was start to affirm my self-worth constantly. In fact, there's a woman named Brittany that is a subscriber on this channel, and 10 minutes ago I got a fantastic email from Brittany after my I am affirmations video that I made recently. She went and made all of her own I am affirmations. And I was like, oh look, that's the creative process really at work. A lot of people believe that if they just think about what they want, they're gonna get it. And a lot of times it does set things in motion and beautiful experience come about. But at the core of it all, there's that old saying, everywhere you go, there you are. And if you don't believe that you're a child of God, if you don't believe that you're totally divine and worthy, if you don't believe, I had to believe that I was good enough to be able to build a successful business. I had to believe that I was good enough and intelligent enough when my story in my head growing up was that I was never very smart. I had to believe that I was good enough so I could get on camera and I could talk and inspire people. And I had to start to believe that I was good enough to charge for my ideas and my things that I was teaching. I had to believe that I was good enough to attract a healthy romantic relationship, because the one I had before, Ashley, my wife, the one before wasn't healthy. So I had to believe that I was like somebody who just adores me, that I could attract that into my life, and I have that now. And the same is so with you. You gotta believe and you gotta grasp that you're this worthy being. So comment down below, I'm a child of God. And if you don't like that word, you can use whatever word you want. But Alan Watts says you can't get wet by the word water. To me, the word God is simply describing the energy that creates and sustains and expands this ever-growing universe. I call that the God force. It's this non-physical intelligence that breathes life into everything and is constantly expanding the universe and the cosmos and the stars and all these beautiful things. And you're a piece of it. You're an individualization of it. Therefore, you are worthy. You're good enough to make the money that you want. You're good enough to attract new people in your life that inspire you and support you and uplift you. You're good enough to start saying no to the things that aren't uplifting you. You're good enough. You're worthy. You're an individualization of God. Start affirming that. I am an individualization of God. I am worthy of all I desire. If you're an individualization of God, then all of your desires are really God wanting to express itself through you. Let me say that again. If you believe you're an individualization of God, which I believe that, if you believe that, then every desire that you have is really God's seeking expression through you. So I started to look at it as if the universe was wanting to deliver and use me as a medium. You know, there's that beautiful quote, Lord, make me an instrument. And really, it's the universe wanting to make you an instrument for whatever that desire is. It's the universe wanting you to drive in a beautiful car and feel the cold wind on your face with seat warmers on your butt, right? It's the universe that wants you to finally experience a truly magical romantic relationship. It's that. But you gotta realize that you're totally worthy. All the things people have told you, or ideas or old emotional stories, it was just hurt people. It was people with their own trauma and their own baggage and their own issues, and they carried that forward and they projected it onto you. And right now in this moment, you're free of all of it, because here, this is the only thing that exists, is you, this beautiful infinite piece of consciousness. That's what you are, infinite potential. And right now, start affirming, I am worthy of all that I desire. I am a child of God. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and I'm reminding you that you are an individualization of God. And you're worthy of every single thing that you desire in life. And when you start to really constantly affirm that all the time, not just watch this video and then the video ends and you go off into your life, but while you're driving your car, you're affirming that to yourself. You're starting to practice it. You're turning the music a little bit lower in your car so you can say out loud to yourself, I'm worthy of all that I desire. I'm a divine being. I'm attracting beautiful God-like experiences that make me feel happy and harmonious. You're getting into that energy, and then that's the stuff. That's when the magic starts to unfold into your life. You are a child of God. You're a divine being. You're worthy of all that you desire, and everything else is just white noise. So if you haven't yet, make sure that you use my software, The Second Mind. It's right there down below. You can demo it for free. Given everything that I shared in this video, see, there's actually even science behind this, is all of that collective energy, that negative energy, what happens is when we start to have habitual thoughts or emotional reactions, we fire nerve cells, we fire brain cells. And what begins to take place is a term in neuroscience called Hebb's law that says that brain cells that fire together wire together. So what begins to happen is the neurocircuitry of your brain starts to wire fundamentally to certain chemical reactions that control your habits, your reactions, and the things that you attract into your life. And for most people, it's set up so that they constantly attract more of what they already have. And for most of us, it's a very small portion of our potential. And I call that the first mind. That's the conditioned first mind that doesn't believe that we're that great. The second mind is this wired into you. And your brain, your energy becomes a magnet for you to attract what you want. And we created a software, The Second Mind. You can demo it for free. It's thesecondmind.com, right there down below, thesecondmind.com. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Comment down below, I'm worthy of all that I desire. And start affirming that to yourself today.